Hi there awesome people, welcome to part 2 of this series. Today I'm jumping straight in to show you an awesome little shortcut that has proven quite incredibly useful over the years as an iOS developer. Let's dive in and level up your Xcode skills. We'll be using a test example, this little simple struct that simulates an endpoint request and its response. It's a struct that conforms to decodable and it has some basic parameters: name, age, email, phone number, access ID and account rating. You can copy this struct directly from my repository. If you go to the video description, you'll have a link that will direct you right here to the part 2. You can just copy this entire struct from here. And now for the first scenario, let's imagine we've got a ticket from our backend team. We have to change the age, access ID and account rating type from int to string. We don't have to ask any questions, we just have to make these modifications in order to make our app work again. And what we could do is just go over each line, delete int type string, delete int type string, and so on and so forth. But imagine we would have like tens of fields that we need to change. It would be really time consuming. So that is not an option for us. Let's apply our shortcut. So undo the modifications. Let's type the requirements for the first scenario. So modify age, access ID, account rating from int to string. This is our first ticket. So let's trigger the multiple cursor mode. Just put your cursor on the second line at the end of it, hold Ctrl and Shift, and then click on the access ID at the end of the line, and then click again on the account rating at the end of the line. Now we have 3 cursors that we can use to modify simultaneously our variable types. So from int, delete everything and just type string. That's it, a simple and quick solution to our problem. Now here comes the second ticket from our backend team. They said that we need to modify the phone number, access ID, account rating from a camel case to a snake case. The first thing that comes into mind is to just modify this variable, right? Because we have decodable here and they know automatically to match the case. So instead of phone number, we can just type phone underscore number. And the same thing for access ID and for the account rating. But we have a problem. Our project architect from the mobile team strictly emphasized that we need to use camel case. These are our project guidelines and we have to respect them. So we can't do that. So let's undo it and keep the camel case and use some coding keys. We can just type enum coding keys of type string, coding key, rounded brackets. Now we have to match these entire variables right here. We can just copy them, paste them right here. And instead of having a let here, we need to have a case. And like before, we could use Ctrl-Shift-Click on each line, but it's not that fast. We can use another shortcut or similar one. We can hold Ctrl-Shift from this first line and hit arrow down and it goes through all the lines. The same thing, we can use Ctrl-Shift and up arrow and it will do the same thing. We can just delete this let, replace it with case, and now we have to delete the type. We have to use the Ctrl-Shift and click because the variable types are not aligned. And we can delete that string and there we have it. Now for the phone number, we can just type the equivalent of snake case, for the access ID, access underscore ID, and for the account rating, account underscore ID. And there we have it. We boosted our workflow, our productivity, and we are more efficient using Xcode. And one more thing, let's say our Ctrl-Shift and down arrow is not fast enough for our liking. We can just put our cursor right on the first line, hold Option, and with our mouse drag it down. And we can have like how many cursor we want. Like just check it out. I added the cursor on each line. Just hold Option and drag down or drag up. And that's it. Thank you for being here. Don't ignore the like and subscribe button. And until next time, happy scribbling.